Right there. Yeah. Okay. Good. Let's see if we can get some audio here. Now we've got some audio, folks. Sorry. We had to work out a couple of glitches here in the system. We were losing. We weren't getting any audio, and now we're actually getting audio out. And boy, this has been tough. 6:07 p.m. on the clock, 4/26/2024. Back online again, and back on Restream after being away for after being away for a pretty good while actually. Blog Talk Radio kept crashing on us and costing us money every month, and then they don't want to refund our money, and it's just a really terrible situation. We work our butts off here trying to build a radio program and getting a broadcasting network up, and we've done over 5,000 shows. We've been in so many countries. We've been actually told me, why am I echoing? What's going on with that? Let me see why I'm echoing here. Um, I don't know what's going on here. We keep uh, echoing here. But anyway, somebody's in chat. Looks like, yeah, raw unscripted. I'll say hello here. Mary, are you on? Get off. I'm echoing through your thing or something. Yeah, I am. I'm echoing. I'm echoing. I'm okay. Well, I need to close Facebook. Where is it? Right here. Shut that whole tab. Okay, so I'll be there. We go. Open another tab. Okay, open the Mixcloud tab and do what? Okay, mute. Where? Where? No, I'm just gonna. Okay, pause the video. Okay. To enter the dragon. Okay, so good. Now we got. At least I'm still getting out, but I'm not echoing anymore. I thought I was in one of those Chinese movies where the lips move and the talking is way before the other thing in the film, and I don't know, kind of weird. Glad to be back on Spring Yard. I'm actually happy. Restream, sorry, Restream. Actually happy to be back on Restream because of all potential platforms that we can multi-stream on, which is a great thing, really. It's a great thing to be able to do. We're on 15 or so platforms here tonight, and it's kind of scary, really. Kind of nervous, kind of stage fright, I think. But it's kind of interesting. We got a great show tonight. I just kind of wanted to come on and kind of bounce back some information that people have been throwing at me. Everybody seems to be so depressed lately and so confused as to what's going on in the world with this geopolitical situation. And in the United States, with the woke leftist, Marxist, socialist, pronoun loving regime here in the U.S., it's people are very confused as to what is going on. I noticed something interesting, and I hope I don't get demonetized or whatever for this, but I was at mental health and I was going to see my clinician a couple of days ago. And when I walked in, I noticed the bathroom sign. It said, one said men and one said women. And then there was a sign on the wall in the middle that said multi-sex bathrooms upstairs. And I was like, what is that? I need to find out what that means. And so I asked my clinician what that meant. She kind of blew me off a little bit. And I was like, no, really, what does that mean? I'm interested. It doesn't shock me or anything, really. I kind of know what it means, but I want to hear it from you. And then she directed me to the children's bathroom on the other side of the building. I said, no, I want to know about this multi-sex bathroom thing. Anyway, she never answered my question. So we know what it is. It's where little girls can go in and to the bathroom with older men and have, bathroom privileges, which is kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of shocked me being at mental health. That seems kind of mental to me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just totally wrong. You all can tell me in chat. If you can get over here in chat, you can tell me what you think about that. I think it's kind of crazy. Um, and then my clinician is telling me that the system is broken. The mental health system here in the Northwest and really all over the United States is just broken into shreds and pieces. The clinicians and social workers, their plate is full with clients. Like my clinician, for instance, has like 85 or 90 clients. And, that's a lot of clients. And, she sees them for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. And I was talking to my other clinician, Kay, and she said, well, wow, you can't really get anything done in a session in 30 minutes, even, let alone 15 minutes. And now they're remodeling out there at mental health. And I noticed these little rooms back in the back. And I asked one of the keepers of the zoo out there, what is going on with these little bitty closets? And he said, "Oh, no, 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 no. That's for medication checks and conversations about medications with the pharmacist. You can go in there and do a little Zoom meeting now. We don't want to see you. They don't want to see you anymore. They want to see you on camera, or they want to use an artificial intelligence bot or agent or something coming up to talk to you about your medications." And, as you know, these computers now are getting so sophisticated they can mimic uh, actually better than a human being, and smarter than a human being, or smarter than the current avatars we have working within the matrix. They're 1,000 times or 100,000 times smarter, 100,000 times faster, and they're able to get the job done and do it better than your other person that you might have used to be able to sit down with face to face, toe to toe, eye to eye. So this is here, folks. AI is here, and it's he admitted, my friend Jay admitted that yeah, AI is here and it's taking over. It's running the clinicians out of business, the social workers out of business, the psychiatrists out of business, the med nurse out of business to do our medical changes and so forth. Going home or losing their jobs or whatever, and they're going to be moving to this more complex and highly sophisticated artificial general intelligence interaction with all of their clients out there. Kind of shocking. I'm into this stuff so much and I research so much and go so deep down the rabbit holes. I'm way ahead of the game on this stuff. I knew this was coming. And of course, it's been here for a long time. They've been using Zoom meetings for this for a long time now, but it's going to get more prevalent and it's eventually going to create a lot of unemployment for hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people. It's going to just send them home with some kind of stimulus check, I guess. I don't know how they're going to do that. But when you can get AI to work for nothing, versus paying a social worker or clinician 2,200 or 2,700 a month or whatever they're getting paid, it's much better for the corporation to just use an agent, an AI, AGI agent, And so think about that if you're a caregiver or if you're a clinician or social worker, psychiatrist. And of course, AI has now moved into the courts, the court system, maritime court system, merchant law court system, rule of law court system, definitely not in the common law system, which they've kind of disregarded as of late. We're disregarding our Constitution and our Bill of Rights, and they're putting us inside that merchant law and maritime law, rule of law circle there, square. where we are employees of the USA Incorporated. So, kind of confusing. Uh, when you go to court, you don't really have a constitution going with you or a Bill of Rights going with you unless you tell them that you're an individual on the land, a blood, breath, and bone free, sovereign individual, not a citizen, not a person, not a client, not whatever, plaintiff or whatever, but an individual, blood, breath, and bone free, sovereign individual on the land, not a sovereign citizen. Because, of course, there's no such thing or cannot be a sovereign citizen. You cannot be sovereign and be a citizen at the same time because a citizen is a contracted employee of the USA Incorporated. So you can't be employed by the USA Incorporated or captivated by or enslaved by that and also be sovereign and free and disconnected from that particular uh, design, as we say, paradigm. So you have to be very careful and understand words and understand vocabulary and understand the meanings of these different words in legalese and common law, rule of law, maritime law, merchant law, and all of this kind of thing, or you'll get all twisted up and get confused and you'll lose your case if you go in pro se, especially if you go pro se representing yourself in these courts, these kangaroo courts. You're going to probably lose because they see you when you walk in the door, they see you as a corpse. They see you as a corpse. They see you as an idiot. If you hire a lawyer, they see you as just an idiot, an imbecile is what they call it. Black's Law Dictionary will tell you all about this. If you hire an attorney, you've labeled yourself basically incompetent and unable to be intellectual enough to handle your case. So that's a bad thing. And then if you go pro se, you have to know and understand and grasp and comprehend all of the legalities in Black's Law Dictionary and know how to communicate with these folks in the courts and how to deal with them. Otherwise, you're going to get in trouble. So, if it's not one thing, it's another, kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of deal. We have a lot of folks around the U.S. now talking about, oh, you can disconnect from the matrix, you can disconnect from the contract with the USA. And of course, we also have folks coming out and reiterating the contract that is uh, developed when the mother signs the birth certificate for the child that's been birthed, you know, come into birth there in the on the dock and put under the Sesquivi contract trust. So you lose possession of your children the minute you sign that birth certificate. You lose control of your children. All control goes to the state, the deep state, whatever regime you're in or you think you're in here in the United States that would be dystopic is automatically granting your children, um, you know, uh, granting the deep state possession of your children. So, and people say, well, what do I do? If I don't sign the birth certificate, well, you might go to jail. You might be fined. You might be put in behavioral health. You might have the child taken away from you, or they might threaten to take the child away from you. So you have to be very, very careful and walk on eggshells. It's kind of like sliding down a razor blade into a bucket of alcohol. It's very dangerous, very painful, and it can be very confusing. Uh, and really, this is the kind of thing talking about tonight. We could go on for a month and never even cover half of what needs to be covered. I mean, um, how does one disconnect from this dystopic, leftist, insane system? It's very, very difficult to do. Most people don't even know that they're contracted with such a system. Most people do not even realize that they are a slave of the cabal, of the Illuminati. Most people don't realize that when you get a driver's license or a social security card, you're just contracting. You're going deeper and deeper and deeper into the contract with the deep state. So, and then people say, and I've asked the question, well, what can you do to just ditch the driver's license and ditch the social security card and ditch the social ID or the social ID or the social credit score or any of that stuff that you have. How do you live if you get rid of those things? Well, you don't. This is the hard part. You don't. I mean, you can't. Like for instance, now they're bringing in the digital ID, right? So you got to have like a double verification of facial profiling or fingerprinting or some other little doodad to prove who you are to get on the computer. Well, if you do that, you're taking the digital ID, and many people, especially Christians, believe that that's the mark of the beast. I'm waiting to hear some feedback on this, actually. Um, Because it's right on our doorstep. I mean, it's happening right now. They're implementing the digital ID along with the social credit score right now, and then central banking digital currency will come right behind that. And then, of course, the smart cities agenda and the 15-minute cities and so forth through Agenda 21, Agenda 30, and Agenda 50 through the World Economic Forum's SDG programs and all of these others, diversification and inclusion, diversity, inclusion, and all that kind of crazy stuff that they're pushing over there, along with climate change agenda at the World Economic Forum. And now, unfortunately, we have the World Health Organization pretty much running things around the world, along with the CDC and the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. There again, how in the hell do people escape from this? You have to ask yourself, how in the heck do I get out of this contract? And that's not something I'm going to talk about in depth tonight because I would rather have someone on who really, really does know the system. And I know a few people I'm going to bring on to be talking about this. Now, identifying the fact that you are in this such a system of enslavement is one thing, but backing out of that contract, disconnecting from that USA Incorporated deep state leftist contract is another story altogether. Very difficult, very complex thing to do. It's kind of like re-engineering, everything. It's kind of like I've said before. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, or half of what you hear and none of what you see, which is very true. Everyone has been conned into this extortion. Taxes, income tax, all these other crazy things. Extortion, 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 extortion. All of your hard-earned tax dollars have been going to Ukraine and that other country over there. You know who I'm talking about. And so all of your money basically is being laundered through these rogue regimes and then refunneled back into the uh, D.C. area there and the surrounding lobbyists and the senators and governors and mayors and all of those at Davos who are a part of the World Economic Forum. It's just a laundromat, basically, for trillions of dollars to be laundered, and they call it war. So we've got to fund the war machine. We got to fund this war from Russia. We got to send trillions to Ukraine and all these weapons and everything, which is insane. It's perfect for the weapons manufacturers and it works great for the bankers and it works great for the investment bankers and works great for all of those that are recipients of the laundered money that's coming back in from those countries, going back into the bank accounts and trust and LLCs and whatever foundations of these corrupt politicians. So it's just a revolving door of insanity, is what it really is. And what disturbs me most is that the majority of you don't understand this. The majority of you didn't even realize this was going on. You had no idea. They say, well, there's just a war in Ukraine, there's a war in Russia, China is trying to attack Taiwan, Israel's having trouble with Gaza and the West Bank and so forth, and Hezbollah and Hamas and all of this stuff's going on with Iran. And no one really understands even what I just said, but the majority of people don't can't even name these countries like Libya and Qatar and Syria and what's going on in Syria right now, or what's going on in Uganda or South Africa, North Africa, Germany, Poland, Switzerland, Finland, France. They don't know. They have no idea what's going on, and they really don't understand their cultural history, and they don't understand their geography. Where are these countries? How do they work? Why do they work? Why do they not work? What's going on? Why are we fighting each other? People ask me, "Oh, why can't we just have peace? Why can't we just all sit down at the table and break bread together and talk?" Well, that's not the way the system works, for one thing. It's just not the way the system works. And you're not going to walk in there, the peon that most of you are, and you all are peons. We're all peons. You're not going to walk in there and say, "Hey, look, everybody, we need to just sit down at the table and break bread, and we need to stop the war. We need to stop fighting and stop killing all of these millions of people." You know, Nobody's going to listen to you. They're going to put you in jail, lock you up in behavioral health or prison or whatever. They're not going to listen to you. They don't care what you have to say. They just want to build more weapons, and they want to create more wars, and they want to create more trouble, and that's what they're doing. And so I guess you can tell from the intro, this is from the gut, raw, unscripted, and hardcore rubber meets the road conversation with people who care, issues that count with people who care. And I'm kind of disappointed that we don't have anybody on air tonight. Producer, are you calling some folks in or what? Okay. So we'll see what happens, I mean, it's kind of crazy. By the way, folks, it's raining here where we are. And why is it raining? Well, because we've had about 150 chemtrails flying over the last week, and they have checkerboarded everything here in our skies, and they're seeding all of these clouds, and now it's pouring down acid rain on top of our heads with selenium, combination of selenium and barium and aluminum oxide, strontium, and nanoparticulates, and who knows what else they're putting in these things. And we're breathing all of this stuff in. It's getting on our windshields. It's covering our cars. I mean, you can see the evidence of the chemtrails and the chemistry and the alchemy that went into developing and designing these different types of formulas to do different types of things. They'll tell you that it's to control the weather, it's to make it rain and so forth. Well, look what happened in Dubai. Look what happened in the Emirates there. You know, um, it poured down 2 years worth of rain in a week or two, and they're flooded outside. And the government had to come out and admit that, oh, we're just seeding the clouds. We're experimenting and so forth. We're wanting it to rain where it doesn't rain and so forth. But that's insanity. They're also, what they're not telling you is they're spraying you with mind control technology. They're spraying you with chemicals and agents that uh, go in and break the blood-brain barrier at the Planck length level there, and through very very advanced technology and chemistry and biology and nanotechnology, they're taking over your brain basically, and they're going to be able to control and are controlling your behavior through behavior modification technology and your attitude, and what you purchase and what you don't purchase, and what you believe and what you don't believe. And so you're not really who you think you are. You're being controlled by external forces, external energies and so forth, external beings, even entities, even. I know it's a very hard thing to grasp, but it's very, very true. Do the research yourself. Don't take my word for it by any stretch of the imagination. Don't take my word for it because you'll get in trouble. Just understand that these things are happening, they're real, and things are not getting any better. And things what? And things are going to get worse and worse and worse and worse, ladies and gentlemen. So nothing is going to get better. Okay. Nothing is going to get better except what's getting worse. That's the only thing that's going to get better is what's getting worse. And believe me, we have not even uh, gone below the tip of the iceberg yet. We're just now starting to gather some depth and go down deep and do the deep dive into dystopia. This ultimate dystopia is literally insane what they are doing to our crops, our agriculture, through GMOs. They're closing hundreds of thousands of small farms in the United States right now. Uh, Thousands more are scheduled to close. We're having sabotage of our railways and our jetliners and our container ships trapped out there. We've got problems right now with shipping containers being held up in the straits out there and in different areas of the Mediterranean. And, all these different places we're not going to be getting the goods that we normally get as quick as we get them. So things are going to slow down, prices are going to go up, and things are going to be harder and harder to get, harder and harder to acquire. When you hop over there to Walmart or Target or any of the big box stores, you're going to start seeing the shelves emptying out, is what it looks like to me. And of course, the dollar, they've got a new thing going on now called de-dollarization. This is really crazy. They always come up with these words. De-dollarization is the new word. Look that up in the dictionary. It's probably not even in there yet. Look it up in Webster's. But de-dollarization, what does that mean? Well, it means your dollar is going to be worth a lot less and less and less and less and less, and then bang, it's gone, and it's illegal to even carry fiat currency in your pocket, and it's not backed by any precious metal. Your currency is worthless, and you're going to central banking digital currency along with the uh, social credit score and the ID. So that's where we're headed, folks. And like I said, they're getting ready to lay the hammer down on that right now. FBI, Homeland Security, is coming out warning everyone right now to be prepped. If you're not a prepper now, you need to be a prepper like now, yesterday. You need to start prepping. What is prepping? Well, it means to prepare, get ready for these very aberrant events to happen, because they're coming. They're coming. We could possibly have an electromagnetic pulse detonate somewhere over Missouri in the mid United States there or wherever and knock out the grid system, which is ancient here in the United States. Grid is 100 years old and for a year to even get built. Let us say if they do a major 10 miles up or something, they detonate one of these lower grade nukes, tactical nukes, and it's got an EMP device on it. It's going to knock out the lights and the water and the gas and the petro and the internet and the phones and everything else. It's going to knock all of that out instantaneously, and it could be out for a week, a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, even 2 years. And obviously, I mean, it's going to be a bad situation for those of you who are not prepared with fresh water and with dry good food, freeze dried food or whatever. In even the rations Army uses and the military uses. You're going to need fresh water systems. You're going to need rain catch skills to be able to catch the rain. Then you're going to need to filter it. You're going to need help. I tell you what, seeds, ladies and gentlemen, go out and buy some seeds. Buy some heirloom seeds if you can find them, and just store them away. Buy $100 worth. They're going to be worth more than gold and silver. They're going to be worth more than any precious metal in a complete grid down, post-apocalyptic type situation. Seeds are going to be worth their weight in gold. And so, seeds are going to be important. Fresh water is going to be important. Bottled water will you could probably sell a bottle of water for $100 or even yeah, whatever, $100 worth of silver, one bottle of water. So all of these little things you don't think of, the least things that you would think of are going to be the most precious and most expensive thing you can barter with or trade with. So be prepared for that. Cigarettes, marijuana, whiskey, antibiotics are going to be gold. If you have antibiotics, you're going to be a king. You're going to be a king, the king, if you have a big store of antibiotics. So get some antibiotics, even if you have to order them from Mexico or wherever. Get some antibiotics and get some first aid kits and some machetes and some axes and saws and shovels and some flashlights and flashlight batteries. Make sure that you're very well equipped um, to handle what's coming. You need some kind of renewable energy sources like solar power. You need to definitely have a generator or two, like we do, and plenty of petro saved up there just in case. And you need communication, so you need walkie-talkies. I recommend Cobra, Motorola. You need a ham radio. You might want to go ahead and get your general license or your tech license, which is a little harder to get. Your tech certification. Um, but at least you'll be able to talk to people, within range, depending upon the direction of the wave, and how that all works through RF frequency, radio frequency modulation. Um, you want to have also, besides a ham radio, you might want to have a sat phone, satellite phone, and of course a CB radio. I mentioned, I think, and you want to have several cartons of cigarettes, maybe some cigars. You want to have your bug out bags ready, and you can go online to our pages or others and find out bug out bag on YouTube. Just type out what do I need in my bug out bag, and then you need a bug in bag, you know, and you can use your bug in bag to transfer to your bug out bag when you're ready to leave the house if you have to leave your dwelling and move to another location, which is very dangerous. I don't recommend it. Moving during an apocalyptic type situation or a grid down situation, after the first week, you're putting your life in danger, and you're going to get in trouble probably because someone's probably going to try to attack you and rob you and take everything that you have, and you may live or you may not live. So bugging in is important only if you have done the proper security measures at home, which means cameras, surveillance, traps and tricks of all kinds outside, tripwires, bells put where and you can hear the cans fall. All kinds of things there that need to be done. Bury your gold in the backyard, your silver in the woods. Bury the majority of your food. Don't put your food in the pantry, all of it. Hide some of it where nobody can find it. That way if somebody comes in, you can pretend like, oh, I'm going to give you all my food. Okay, just don't hurt me. And then, when they leave, you've got another $500 worth of food hidden somewhere. So make sure that you think about that. Okay. I can't believe we're on this channel and I can't seem to get people over here, where I am. I don't know really how to do that. I think it'll take time to get everybody used to coming over to the new channel here um, on StreamYard or whatever it's called. Um, Restream. We're on Restream. But I want everyone to come over here. Um, I want everyone to listen, and I definitely want you all to subscribe or share the show or whatever they offer you out there. Follow me or whatever. I'm on TikTok, Kiler Davenport. I need lots of new followers over there. Trying to get to 1,000 or so I can start singing over there. I want to start playing my guitar and singing. Um, Try to monetize just a little bit to bring in some extra currency. Um, and we're on all these platforms, so most of you are listening, but you're not here on the main channel. I don't really know how that works. Um, It says here I can invite guests. I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna hit this invite guest thing and see what happens. I don't really know what that means. Okay, I see. Invite up to 10 guests. So I could do that eventually. I can invite guests. So that's pretty cool. And so I'll be able to do that, which will be a lot of fun. But no, this situation with the EMPs, the FBI, Homeland Security, and others, Department of Defense, have been coming out talking about this along with NASA's intelligence division. They're really expecting an electromagnetic pulse, and if not that, we could have a solar burst that could knock out the grid system, depending on which side of the Earth is pointing in that direction at the time. And besides that, of course, we have ransomware hacks going on with all the major corporations. They're hacking into all of our data and stealing all of our data. They've stolen millions and millions and millions and millions of files of Americans. Just ridiculous. I know that they stole 150 million, uh, you know, pieces of data on 150 million people. Just zap, it's gone. They have it. Now they can hold you at ransom, hold you at digital gunpoint, and take all of your bank and savings and everything if they want to. That stuff's being sold to third parties, fourth parties, fifth parties, rogue agents, rogue agencies, regimes, foreign countries. So you're not private, you're not peaceful. You can't hide, you can't escape, you can't run away. There's just no way to do it. I mean, you might be able to hide in the forest for a few weeks or even a few months if you find a cave and cover it up with some stuff, but you're still going to have to slip out at night and hunt, and you're still going to have to survive. You're going to need water. You have to think about a water source because you can go 3 weeks without food, but you can't go 3 or 4 days without water. You're going to be dehydrated, and you're gonna be unalive there. You're gonna pass out, pass away. So you got to be very diligent in getting water. Lots of water, and your water purification straws are come in handy. You can order those from Amazon or different places like the Canadian Prepper. You can go over there to Canadian Prepper over there with Nate and order all that stuff. Patrick Henry, I think he's got some stuff, or Humphrey, I can't remember his last name. But you guys need to be ready. This is not a kumbaya kind of show. This is the show that is rubber meets the road, telling you the truth about what is just around the corner, and it's not good. It's not pretty. Okay. And I know that some of you don't want to hear this, and you can just hang up. It's fine with me. Go to another channel. But you better be prepared because there's a very high chance that we are going to experience civil unrest, an EMP, possibly a radiological incident, possibly more than likely a chemical biological event, a dirty bomb possibly. So yeah, you're going to need to really think about that because it's right on the edge of happening right now. Okay, so I want you guys and girls to be totally prepared for this. I don't want you to be caught with your pants down, so to speak. So you really do need to be prepared and listen to me and what I'm trying to tell you all. And if you can find a bunker, you need to be underground. If you can find an underground garage, that would be a great thing. If you can find fallout shelter, that would be a great thing. If you know where a cave is, you can. That's really a great thing. If you can find a basement or a hospital basement that's 2 or 3 floors down, that would be wonderful. Even one floor down would be better than nothing. But be looking for these things. Do this now. Don't wait until, my God, don't wait until it happens and then try to get out and look for something because you'll be blindsided. It'll be the end for you. Go ahead and prepare now for all this stuff to happen. And get out there and get yourself ready. I would get an RV if you can afford one. I would get an RV and I would get enough duct tape to tape up all the windows and doors and everything and all the seals if there were a radiological or biological event. um, or chemical event. And I would also find a place to hide in the forest. And I would go out in my small car or unit and truck or whatever, and I would find a good place to hide, a good place to go in case of that kind of event. And then I would hook them, and know exactly which way to go. Now, when these things happen, the EMP, you won't be able to get on the highway. The roads and everything are going to be blocked because all these cars have chips in them, computer chips. Most of them do after 1997, I think. And your car won't work. Your car just won't run. The EMP will probably affect your circuitry board, and anything electronic like that's not going to work. It's not going to run. So you're going to be stuck. I really do suggest those little motorized scooters, because those things work and they move, man. They move. You can put your bug out bag on and you can hook them, and you can travel right through traffic and shoot them up, bang them up on the way. I mean, I would suggest for all of you who can afford it to get a couple of those for the family, three or four or five. Teach the kids how to drive them, and hook them right out of the city, man. Bang, I'm gone, baby. You can swim through traffic, just boom, you're gone right through traffic, man. Anybody tries to stop you, hit them in the head with a stick, and move on to your bug out location. That's what I'm going to do. Marion and I are looking into that right now. But Marion and I are in a position where we've kind of determined, hey, we're going to stay put probably, but if we get enough information prior to the event happening, we're going to go ahead and bug out to the forest, because at least in the forest you can hide. You can build huts that blend into the scenery where nobody can really see you, kind of camouflage, and we can hide the RV and cover it up with big trees, big green trees and stuff, and just try to do it that way. There's going to be drones out looking for you if you hide out more than 6 weeks, 10 weeks. They're going to put the drones out. They're going to be looking for people out there to bring them in. There may be martial law where you can't go out past 8 o'clock without getting shot or whatever. So you have to expect all of these things to be prepared for them before they happen. If you want to have any chance at all of survival, you want to be prepared now for these things to happen. And I know that a lot of this information is brand new to some of you, and I know that you're going, "What is he talking about? What is he crazy or what?" But no, I'm not crazy. I've done the research for years. Marion and I, we stay on top of this kind of stuff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And we've been doing this for 26 years, 30 years. So we know what's coming, and we know what's here, and we know how bad, how dangerous, and how deadly it's all going to be. And we're psychologically, mentally, philosophically impaired, not necessarily physically. Really, uh, we're not really as strong as we should be. The food that we're eating with all of the forever chemicals in it has just really broken us down so bad. I mean, it's pathetic. You can't hardly find any food anymore that's not toxic, that's not poison. And I use that word poison for real. Any just about any fast food you eat's poison, and any food on the shelves these days, chicken, meat, whatever, it's all full of worms and antibiotics and all kinds of stuff to make it. Chicken's bigger, and they're shooting all kinds of stuff in these animals, and you know they're destroying, like I said, all the small farms, and they're building the big ag. Big ag's taking over. They don't want you to have seeds. They don't want you to have an independent garden in your yard. That's becoming illegal. So guerrilla gardening is the opposing thing to that. You want a guerrilla garden means going out in the woods and planting sporadic fruits and vegetables, tomatoes, potatoes, yams, whatever. Planting them underneath other weeds and stuff, and within the forest, and hiding your food supply. That way you can crawl out there and at least eat, and have some supplement. So you got to make sure all this is going on, and you got to make sure that you're prepared. because, like I said, the bug out situation is dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. Bug out situation is very, very dangerous because when you leave, people are going to see you have a pack on your back and they're going to want what's in it. And if you're at home, what's up, Mary? Who is that? Who? Who was that? No, now. Was he there? Let him in. Was he waiting for me? Why? What are you doing? What's he looking for? Okay. Anyway, friend of mine's here, and let him in. Let him see the new board, for God's sakes. What are you doing? Oh, there's Tim. Tim made it over. Finally. I'll get Tim in here and open him up. And there's Tim. Okay, good. Yeah, there's Tim. But anyway, um, be prepared, folks. Don't wait until the hits the fan. And we should have done that. And we should have, been prepared, man. I mean, because it's too late then. I mean, it's definitely, definitely too late. You're waiting till the last minute to prepare with your water and food that's in the cans. Get a lot of canned food. I know it's kind of heavy, especially if you're bugging out and putting it in a backpack. It's pretty heavy stuff. But do what you can also to get matches that light even when it's raining. They're wet. You can buy those just at any major outdoor store. Buy the matches that can just anything. You know what I mean? And like I said, a hatchet, a small bow saw to build your huts with. An axe, maybe not. A fishing pole, small fishing pole, one of those Popeel fishing poles like they used to sell back in the day. The smaller the rig, the better. Less is more when you're bugging out, and more is less when you're bugging in. So you need a lot of stuff if you can bug in. You need a lot of stuff, but it needs to be hid away where nobody can find it. Nobody can see it when they come in to rob you. And when you're bugging out, you need as light as possible, but as prepared as possible. And I'm not going to talk about self defense very much here because I don't want to get in trouble. But I will say you need to be able to protect yourself in the event of, um, you know, uh, a grid down situation. You need to definitely protect yourself no matter what. Okay. So and I can't stress enough how prepared you need to be. Okay, because this is not a game, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a game. This is a very, very serious situation. Um, very serious situation. Why didn't you let Chad in? Leaving for where? Okay, where's this camp? Go find out. Okay. So anyway, a friend of ours came. He's having to leave the particular place where we are and go find a camp and then come back a week later. But anyway, a lot of people are doing that. Okay, they split. He's by himself. He what? So her and him are split. Why is that? Well, I would have asked. Wish you would have let him in for a minute. I would have played some. I don't have any music to play. Um. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I may take a break here just for a second. You guys might have to wait a second. I don't have any music to play. Oh, music. Hey, I didn't even know there was a music thing here. Whoa, what is going on? Music. We have music. Well, that's great. Unsigned artist. I wanted Chad to see my new board here. Our new board. Chad's new board. Um, there's Tim, as always, for 25 years. Uh, good to see you, brother. We're on, man. We are, dude. We are on like 15 major platforms here all at the same time. This is big, dude. This is unbelievable. Oh, really? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to my friend here. The screaming crow is back for a moment, and it's like Batman. He kind of comes and vanishes. But so, you gonna tell her where you're going? Exactly. I want to know where you are. Be safe. I'm on the phone with the world here. I mean, this is great. It looks like things are cooking on those two deals I told you about. It looks like it's go. I just got the word. It's big though, bigger than you can ever imagine. And we're talking about $1 billion. He finally got it, and so what we're going to do with that part of that, I don't know, but I'm sure we can figure something out. Plus, I've got the grant he's writing for us, which is another $2.5 million plus 75,000. So things are looking really good. And our constituent that's running for you know what, you know where in Florida, got approved yesterday morning at 7 for the election. So that's looking good. So everything's on course. And so anyway, I love you, and I'll be coming to see you tomorrow. I'll bring some supplies. I'll bring some stuff. I love you, man. You're my brother. You take care. You be safe. Good. I'm ready. Can't wait till it warms up. Yeah. Thanks. We're always here for you, Ted. Screaming Crow is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a while, but we're going to get there. And Chad is my brother. He's in my inner circle, my innermost circle, my innermost circle. So it's a great thing to have people in your inner circle. Like Tim Dawson is in my inner circle. He is someone that I would take a bullet for, and Tim is someone I would trust with everything I own, everything I have, every key, every safe, every bit of money, gold, silver. Tim would, I would trust him with all of that, and that's how good of friends we are. And Chad is the same way. I would trust him with all the same things. And folks, you need friends, okay? You need friends. If you don't have a small tribe, you're going to be in trouble. If your family member, I have a lot of people telling me that their family thinks they're nuts for talking about all of this stuff. They say, "Oh, you're crazy. You're nuts. This is never going to happen. You're crazy. You need to be in a mental hospital or something, or take some medication." But it's all true, folks. It's all true. I mean, if you look at the stuff that was a conspiracy only a year ago, it's all come true. 5 years ago, all come true. If you look at the conspiracy theories, 98.8% of them have all come true. Okay. It's just a simple fact. Okay. So, if your family thinks you're crazy, fine. Fine. No problemo. If your friends think you're crazy, fine. No problemo. But don't let them drag you down. Don't let them stop you from preparing. Don't let them stop you from being a prepper, and don't let them create a situation where they're going to put you in danger. Okay. Make sure just do your own thing and be quiet about it. And, don't go around telling everybody what you're doing. Keep it kind of secret, except to your closest friends. You know, like for instance, Tim, I would tell Tim where I'm going, and I will tell Tim where we're going and our bug out location is, but I won't do it here. I'll do it in private with Tim. So and encrypted with Tim. We'll work our way over to an encrypted area next week, and I'll let Tim know where we're going to be in case he needs to get out. I need to get out. You need people. You need people. Believe it or not, people are hard to find, especially people that you can trust. You can't just trust anyone. They'll come and take your silver. They'll take your bottled water. They'll steal your gold, whatever. You can't trust people, man. They'll act like they're real nice, and then when the time is right, they'll hold a little poo poo to your head, and you'll be gone. So be careful who you trust, folks. Be careful who you trust. Even family members can't be trusted in some cases. And I'm so proud to see that we have music here, man. I didn't realize Marion could put program music here. This is great. So tomorrow night we'll have music, folks. Unsigned artist we'll have here from around the world. Tim and I like music. We don't like just talk radio. We like to hear a little music every now and then, or maybe even a little George Carlin every now and then, just to kind of take a break and take a laugh or two. But yeah, weather is changing everywhere, folks. You talk about climate change. Folks, look, let me tell you something. Climate change is man-made. Climate change is all pre-scripted and pre-planned, and they know exactly what they're doing. There is no natural climate change taking place that hasn't been taking place for millions and millions and millions of years. The deep state, NASA, and the Department of Defense, and all of these other organizations, like HARP and DARPA, they are out there manipulating the weather and seeding the clouds with all of this crazy stuff, and they're creating problems everywhere. And then fires are another thing. They're sabotage, sabotage, sabotage. It's our own government burning our own government up. It's our own government that's burning all of these things up and blowing all of these trains up, planes, trains, and automobiles and land, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands, millions of acres, burning it up. You know, destroying the United States. Just one brick at a time, tearing down the empire here. We're turning into a third world banana republic overnight. Really, we are. And it's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing. I hate to see it, but there's no way around it. We've done it ourselves. We've done it to ourselves. Nobody forced us. Nobody really twisted our arm. We could have gotten out of this 100 years ago, 70 years ago. We could have gotten out of this if we would have just thought a little further ahead than we did. Everybody bowed to the government. Oh, the government's here to help us. The government's here to save us. Oh, we have Social Security. We have Medicare. We have all these hospitals. We have all this stuff. Well, now it's all turned to shit. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, what are we? How did this happen?" Well, you let it happen. That's why it happened. You let it happen. By consent. You know, by consent. You have to withdraw your consent from insanity. When you see insanity coming, withdraw your consent. Do not consent. Do not comply. Simply do not comply with anything that's not constitutional. Do not comply. Okay? Tell them to jump in the river. Okay? Uh, because they're all going to try to get you on some kind of statute or ordinance or policy or procedure or rule or regulation or legislation that's not constitutional, and they use all of these things against you, and all for it. Most of you bow to bend over, do it to me some more, give me some more of that. And you got to stop this. You got to stop bowing down to the government. Just because the government knocks on your door, you don't have to open the door. Unless they have a warrant for your arrest, unless they have a search warrant signed, certified by a judge, you never open your door to the police, to the IRS, to the FCC, Social Security Administration. Nobody. Doesn't matter if they're a sheriff. Doesn't matter if they're a detective. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Local cop. Never open your door. Never, never, never open your door. Keep your doors locked, double locked, triple locked, and talk to them maybe through the window, but probably not. Probably don't even talk to them at all. Don't even answer the door. If they have a warrant and they want in, they will get in. Trust me, they will come in. You don't have to worry about that. If they want you bad enough, they will get you. Okay, but if they're just coming out to bullshit and ask you a bunch of stupid questions, don't answer the door. Okay, I'm giving you all that information here tonight to try to keep you safe. I saw Tim grinning a little bit there. He thought that was funny. Don't answer the door for the police ever, ever, ever. You know, don't say, "Oh, hi, officer, I love you. Oh, you're wonderful. Come on in and arrest me. Beat me up. Taser me. Oh, I can't wait." You know, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Tell them, just don't tell them anything. Just hide under the couch and until they leave, okay? Or hide under the bed until they leave. I'm going to go a little early tonight, and I know Tim's going to be a little depressed that we're leaving early, but I'm getting used to this new platform. We're running on 7 or 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 different platforms tonight. I kind of want to see, I kind of wanted to get a feel for this tonight, how it works and everything. It's really great now that I see music, music, music. Wow, can't believe we got music, man. And look at this, Tim. We can change the deal here. We used to, well, we could. I thought we could. I wasn't sure. Uh, let's see if we can change this up. Yeah, there it is. We changed that a little bit. And we used to have captions and design. We used to have design here. Tim and I did. Tim, you remember this? The background here. Let me see what I can do here. Remember that? Oh, yeah. Remember that? That's pretty cool. There we go. Yeah. I like that. That's pretty cool. Don't you think so, Tim? You like that, Tim? Yeah, that's great. Tim loves that. That's hypnotizing. That'll definitely hypnotize you if you look at it too much. But yeah, I see you there, Tim. But anyway, we've got that, and then we've got this other stuff. Like we took a break, like here for. Oh man, that was so cool. I love that UFO. Tim remembers that UFO. That was really cool, man. I love it. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have some music here. Tim and I will tomorrow night from some unsigned artists, and Monday night. Tomorrow's Saturday. Tim, you should have reminded me. Okay, tomorrow's Saturday. Sorry. Tim and I are off until Monday night. So Tim and I'll be back Monday night with Chris. Chris will be here, and it all looks pretty good. It all looks pretty good. I'm excited, and I love this new platform. I'm happy with it. It's colorful. It's beautiful. Tim, you're beautiful. Love to see you here, brother. Glad you're here. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go. I'll see you guys Monday night, man. Big night. By the time we're Monday night comes, we'll have OBS set up. I guarantee you, we're gonna have OBS set up. If I have to hire somebody with my last penny to get it done, we're gonna have OBS connected to this. Tim, I love you, brother. I'll see you. You guys and girls take care. We love y'all, and we're gonna have a great show Monday night. Chris Collins will be back. Tim will be back, and it's just gonna be a wonderful, wonderful reunion on this new channel. So until then, y'all take care. May the force be with you all, wherever that is, whatever that is, and just remember, remember, folks, keep your head on a swivel. Situational awareness is so important. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Keep your doors and windows locked at home, and keep an eye out for strangers and dangers, and be careful. So you guys take care. I'll see you, Tim. I love you, brother. I'll see you Monday night.